Okay, welcome back, focused learners. Today, we're shining a massive spotlight on the absolute phenomenon that is modern weight loss. Literally everyone is talking about the incredible fat-burning power of GLP-1 receptor agonists, drugs like semaglutide and tirzepatide. But there's a dark side to this weight loss miracle that almost no one is talking about, and that is rapid, severe muscle loss.
Now, before we go any further, I need to give you a super quick but absolutely critical medical disclaimer. This explainer is strictly for informational purposes, and it's based entirely on peer-reviewed scientific articles. You must never start, stop, or change any medical treatments without consulting a qualified medical doctor. Your health is serious business, right? So always rely on your physician for actual medical advice. If you appreciate this kind of deep, science-backed dive right here on YouTube, please do me a huge favor and hit the like button on this explainer right now. And make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss out. Because today, we're going to uncover exactly why desperate patients are resorting to underground, off-label peptides just to save their metabolisms. And honestly, the answer might shock you.
Section 1, the GLP-1 muscle problem. To really understand this whole underground peptide trend, we first have to look at what's literally happening to your body composition when you take a GLP-1 medication.
Yes, the scale drops, and it drops fast. But what exactly are you losing? The big, crucial word here is sarcopenia. Clinical research shows that while these drugs cause massive weight reduction, a shockingly large and dangerous portion of that loss is actually your lean muscle mass. Sarcopenia is basically the dangerous decline of skeletal muscle mass and function. When patients use GLP-1s without proper nutritional tracking and targeted muscle preservation, they aren't just burning fat, they are quite literally dissolving their own metabolic engine. Section 2, sarcopenia and weight regain. Because losing muscle isn't just about getting physically weaker, it fundamentally breaks your metabolism and sets a massive trap for your future self. When we look at a patient taking a GLP-1 all by itself versus a patient who combines that GLP-1 with strict muscle preservation, the difference in the clinical data is just stark. Taking the drug alone severely lowers your basal metabolic rate as your muscle just kind of vanishes. But actively protecting that muscle, that keeps your metabolism firing on all cylinders. And this brilliantly illustrates the real danger here, the adaptive thermogenesis trap. The research shows that as you lose fat-free mass, your body adapts by lowering your resting metabolic rate. Even worse, losing that weight triggers persistent, long-term changes in your appetite hormones. Your satiety hormone, leptin, takes a nosedive, while your hunger hormone, ghrelin, absolutely spikes. What does that mean? It means if you stop taking the medication, you're left with a sluggish metabolism, ravenous hunger, and barely any muscle left to burn calories. You are biologically trapped and practically guaranteed to regain the weight. And usually it comes back as pure fat. Section 3, the off-label peptide trend. Knowing this terrifying metabolic trap is waiting for them, how are patients fighting back? Well, that brings us to the most controversial part of our explainer. Interestingly, users are taking some pretty desperate measures. According to clinical literature mapping the landscape of performance-enhancing drugs, a massive trend has emerged. Users are turning to the underground market to source off-label, unapproved peptides, specifically growth hormone secretagogues like MK677 and the CJC1295 blend. They're doing this to manually manipulate their growth hormone axis and forcefully hold on to their muscle. Let's look at the intended logic here, because on paper, you can kind of see why they're doing it. These compounds are circulating widely outside of standard medical oversight. MK677, for instance, acts as an orally active ghrelin mimetic. The goal for these users is to stimulate pulsatile growth hormone release, to theoretically lock in that fat-free mass, basically neutralizing the sarcopenia caused by the rapid weight loss. They're trying to hack their biology to get the fat loss of a GLP-1 without paying the metabolic price of muscle loss. Section 4, risks of GH secretagogues. But guys, biology doesn't really give out free lunches. Let's look at the actual clinical data and see the real danger hiding behind this underground solution. The clinical reality is that these unapproved peptides carry severe and, frankly, life-altering risks. We're talking about hormonal imbalances that can lead to acromegaly-like symptoms, which means abnormal bone growth. No thank you. Furthermore, studies highlight severe hypoglycemia, heavily decreased insulin sensitivity, and a very unfavorable safety profile when it comes to congestive heart failure. And worst of all, they're usually just bought online as completely unregulated research chemicals. You literally don't know what you're injecting or swallowing. This image brilliantly illustrates just how widespread this crisis has actually become. This is a medical triage flowchart from recent literature, and it shows that endocrinologists are seeing so many patients showing up in their clinics with unexplained metabolic red flags, like bizarre fluid retention and glycemic chaos, that they actually had to create entirely new clinical protocols just to manage patients who are secretly using these performance-enhancing peptides alongside their weight loss treatments. It's wild. Section 5, the safe muscle strategy. Okay, so if unregulated peptides are a dangerous gamble, what is the actual scientifically confirmed way to protect your metabolism and keep your muscle while on a GLP-1? Well, the scientific sources are entirely unified on this. The only clinically confirmed foundational treatments to fight sarcopenia are exactly what you see right here. Step 1, rigorous structured resistance training. Step 2, meticulous nutritional intake that is heavily biased towards protein support to signal your body to retain muscle. And Step 3, strict ongoing clinical monitoring by your actual physician. There is no magic injection that replaces doing the actual work. Section 6, get our ebook. Now listen to me very carefully here. If you are taking a GLP-1 right now, or you're even planning to take one in the future, you absolutely cannot afford to leave your muscle mass to chance. If you do, you will hit that adaptive thermogenesis trap and you will regain the weight, period. You need a bulletproof, science-backed plan, and we have created exactly that. For just $19.90, you can secure our ultimate guide to safely navigating this complex, high-stakes medical landscape. I am telling you, you need this information right now. You cannot wing this. This ebook is the indispensable, hard-hitting manual that translates all of this complex clinical data we just talked about into real-world action. For just $19.90, we break down the step-by-step strategies to prevent muscle loss, we give you exact science-backed nutrition frameworks, actionable resistance training protocols, the full truth about those peptide risks, and the exact questions you must be asking your doctor. Stop guessing with your health. Just buy this guide. It is literally less than the cost of a single takeout meal, and it could save your entire metabolism. The link is in the description right now. Click it and get your copy immediately. The clinical science is abundantly clear on this. Your muscle mass, and by extension, your entire metabolism, is completely on the line when you undergo this kind of rapid weight loss. So I'm going to leave you with this final critical question. Will you secure your muscle and ensure your progress is permanent by grabbing this $19.90 guide today? Or will you do nothing, risk losing everything you've worked so hard for, and fall right back into that weight regain trap? The choice is entirely yours. Click the link in the description, get the guide, and protect your hard-earned progress today. Thanks so much for watching, make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you in the next explainer.